Welcome in, Capricorns, to your urgent reading for February 2024. This reading is designed to work in tandem with your general monthly reading, which will play at the end of this reading in case you haven't viewed that yet. So let's get started with your urgent reading. Today, your urgent reading is a Messages from Heaven spread, which is something that I offer as a personal private product on scottsagent.com in case this is something that interests you, that Spirit does not touch on you today with. But here's what we got today. We have some Capricorn here that is getting into, we're going to be crossing the border here through the other side. This is a male that is coming in, by the way. My Messages from Heaven, I knew that ahead of time, about a few weeks ago, that this was going to be a male. And they're letting me know that the querent, which is you here, is going to be a female. So if you are a male tuning in here, it's more than likely not a message for you unless they're just trying to show here that the relationship, that they were very much above you in rank or status. But for most people, this is just a male and a female, and we know we're dealing with a male on the other side, so this is more than likely a female here. Now, the story that they come in on, this is what we go into next. This is somebody who really thinks very, very highly of you. They kind of picture the perfect sculpted woman here. I don't know if that's in regards to just looks or just the way that they view you as a perfect individual, just a wonderful person altogether, a wonderful human being, right? The next thing we have here is, I believe that this is somebody who is not in your direct scope. So this is not like a relationship partner. Usually this is more of like secondary background. So this would be more of like sibling energy. It could very much be a sibling, an uncle, okay, a nephew, depending on which way we're going with it here. Probably more uncle, because I feel like this is an older person based on what I'm looking at ahead here. But this is more secondary energy. And the only way that this would really be like your direct relationship partner is if the energy was very, very calm, very, very almost like more like friends than like lovers, kind of like a candle flame more than like a firework flame. Maybe it could fall under that if that's the case. But for most people, this is siblings, this is close friends, or like I said, secondary like that. Now, the next thing they show here, the reason I feel like that this is an older individual is because they talk about the pain being gone. The pain or the sickness, the card that represents all that kind of stuff, and like, heart issues or whatever this is, they're showing that it's beyond them now. So it's like, okay, this was an issue. This was a problem. They also show the card of flexible. So this is almost like they're showboating a little here, doing some little back bends and aerials and like a little, springboard type of stuff by showing how much freedom they have to move around now. Basically by saying like, it makes me feel like they were constricted before. Didn't have a lot of movement, a lot of mobility, that kind of thing. And the decision was made. So they're letting you know here that this was just the way it had to be. The timing that it had to be. Maybe some of you feel like this was awful timing. Why would this happen, a week before the 100th birthday? Or why would this happen like at the same time as the kid's graduation? So this is the kind of energy that they're talking about here. But they say that this was just the way it was supposed to be. It was designed, this is the end of their line, so to speak, and that's when the decision was made, the horn was blown. So everything happened there relatively for a reason, and this person is in good shape. Now let's move around the table because we go into different spots here, which are very interesting. In response to questions, if any of you have any questions for this male, this individual who is stepping through from the other side for us today, this is the way that they're going to answer those for you. The first thing I come in here is my local energy, about being kind of tied into work a little bit here, very locally, very close, and it may not just be about work, it may be just about local energy involved in general. So this would be something like, if you asked about, well, should I move to another state or something like that, they'd be saying here, no, local is the move, like kind of more around where you're at. Maybe move to a different town, but not so much the state, maybe in the same general area. So anyway, you get the idea of localized energy here. That is how he's answering this question, by kind of keep it close. But you don't want to hang yourself here. We got the Hanged Man card by stagnated energy, so you don't want to like get in a rut where you're not doing anything, where you're not moving around enough, and that kind of thing. And also this plays into love relationships too, love relationships or just bonds with other people. I have two people in my Lover's card kind of embracing, so this makes me feel like you'd have more opportunities here. If you didn't kind of bound yourself to the situation. Maybe some of you still have a lot of grief about this, and I'm not exactly sure what you asked, but that's why I don't know how to tell you what I have here, because I don't know what the question is that you asked. But it makes me feel like, start with local and then just movement. Movement is medicine. Movement, get moving around, get doing things, okay? Don't get stagnated. Don't get stuck just because you're local. The next thing we have here is very interesting because this is advice coming from this male, and he brings in the Sun card, which is my most wonderful golden card in the tarot deck. And I also know, because I have my Oracle Angel card here, Messages in a Bottle. that he's been trying to get through to you. So I don't know, maybe you've already gotten some messages from him. Maybe he's popped into your dreams. Maybe you feel him around the house or something like that. And I do have very localized energy with him too, so very possible that all that stuff is at play here. So this is somebody who's definitely been trying to send you messages from the other side. So be on the lookout for that in case this sounds exactly like this person that you know that has passed, and so that you continue to receive messages or you start for the first time. They talk about here advice to really take care of the legal things here, or the things that you feel that have been done wrong to you. This is like my karmic card turned around, so like karmas that are bad, legal situations that you need to settle, resolve, take care of, signatures, agreements, contracts, all that kind of stuff falls under legal. That's their best advice for you. And also to think big. They want you to think bigger. Maybe not with the question you asked, because that was more localized energy, but in the grander scope of things, they want you to think bigger. Enjoy this new chapter in your life. It's going to be different, but it can still be great. We have that sun energy in there. So just look at this like a brand new chapter, and they're there. They're on the telephone. You can reach them very, very easily. Or at least they can reach you. Well, you can reach them easier than they can reach you. Moving around our table here, now we get into the segment over here that is who they're with in their environment. Their environment, this person describes, I believe, to be two people. I think that they're males. I think he's kind of around with the boys is what it makes me feel like. Very close friends is much of the environment that he stays in. Also much localized energy too, so they're very much around. I've had readings like this done where, the person I'm reading through the other side, my messages from heaven, is very, very far away, like very galactic far away, dimensionally far away, not local at all. It was almost like we had to do like 6 telephone calls just to make this work together. This is not the case here. But I've also had spirits who are just like still here, like every day here, and this is not the case here either. So it's kind of somewhere in the middle, just to let you know. Hanging with the boys though, wherever this dimensional world is, this plane of existence is. One of them is the organizer, who puts things together very much clean and tidy guy, and the other guy is more of like described as the money guy, the guy who's got the deep pockets. That's describing the energy for you of who he's spending his time with. And what he spends his energy doing, though, is very interesting, because he does spend a lot of time alone. And this is alone with what he does for the other side's version of work. Work is very different over there. I've found that it's more about following your passions and the things you care about doing. It's not about bringing in money, for example, something stupid we do here. But he talks about what he does is much guiding women comes up, so it makes me feel like some kind of like therapy type of deal. And he talks about cleaning it up, so he helps them kind of like get something out of there that's not good. That's why it makes me feel like therapy, where he's just, helping women maybe who are in situations. I'm not sure exactly why it's women either. That's a very interesting kind of push. So it must be something that ties into feminine versus the masculine. And basically what he talks about doing is that he works alone with the women. So it's not really alone, but he does a lot of work by himself. So he doesn't like use a team in a group, is what we're trying to say here. And also he helps them find more freedom. He really opens up maybe ways that they're holding themselves back. That's really what he does he spends a lot of his energy doing currently. So a very interesting spread. I love messages from heaven. It's very, very deep. And this is available as a personal product on the website, scottsagent.com, if this is something that interests you for a loved one of yours that you would love to connect with. So that's your urgent reading for February 2024. I hope you have an excellent month of February. Continue to have an excellent month, and I know you will.
So I guess the fortune teller's right.